I've been testing Retell agents on a few agents so far, and the difference between a slow agent and a fast one is a pretty strong one when it comes to the user experience. And that comes down generally to a few settings that you have control over. And these are generally the model that you pick for your agent, the provider for the voice that you select that generally makes a difference, and how fast and the quality of the voice. The speech settings that you set in the dashboard really impact the latency of the call. But most of all is the prompt. How long you make it is very important in order to make the latency reduced. So this video, I'm going to show you exactly how each of these affect latency and how you can tweak them in order to improve your latency and hopefully have a faster conversation with your users. Stick around, this is going to be an interesting one. So let's get started, and to have an example, I'm just going to use a single prompt agent, the one that is just provided by Retell. Doesn't really matter because we're just going to go on the different settings. All right, so as we said in our Miro, the first thing is the model that you pick. It's an important choice, although I do have a few opinions here. So, of course, you can take the ChatGPT models, which generally are the best. And to be frank, the best ones, I would not cheap out on the model that you pick. So I would rather stick with the best ones. So 4.0 recently came out, the 4.1, which is quite solid when it comes to the context window that it has. I personally use 4.1 at this stage in order to just leverage its ability to have a larger context. But at the end, if we're looking at the latency, it's very important how efficient you make your prompt. So it's generally correlated. So the prompt bears heavier weight on the latency performance in the end. So, well, I always recommend choosing the best ones because you don't want it to dumb down or do any, let's say, weird answers. So I would rather stick with 4.0 or 4.1. When it comes to Claude or Gemini, so what I know for a fact is that, well, Claude, when it comes to 3.5, tends to be faster. So it's pretty similar to the 4.1 and 4.0, and Gemini Flash tends to be very fast. Well, not very, but rather faster. In the end, it's your choice, but from my experience, they tend not to be the best for voice AI applications. In this case, where we're trying to build voice agents that actually, interact with customers, the GPT models tend to be more conversational, more natural when it comes to how they carry themselves. So I would recommend you just stick to 4.0 or 4.1 in the end. All right, so now on to the next one, and that's the voice provider that you choose. Now, we all know that 11 Labs tends to be the leader when it comes to the quality of the voices, how crisp they are, the variety. Well, you have also other options. So in this case, we have Play HT, which has also its good array. It actually has the same voices pretty much, at least for the ones that are predefined, like Retell predefined. So you can find, for example, Kate. I think you will find her. Yeah, here she is. Also in Play HT. And let's try to select one, and you will see the latency come down. And that's because the latency of Play HT is actually lower. But testing them, well, I noticed that it is not the best quality. It tends to lag a little bit. I hope that they will get it better. So perhaps at some point we can use that as well to, get a better latency and good quality. But for now, really 11 Labs is the best there is. And the quality of the conversation really is noticeable. So I would not cheap down on that either. Well, you can also play around with, I think we need to maybe select. You can play around also here, but really I just always select the predefined or just go for the fastest. So 11 Labs Flash V2 worked well for me, or if you need the multilingual as well. Oh no, sorry. I think, multilingual, this one, the fastest. I think it's pretty good as well. So yeah, really choose what you wish, but the predefined is also pretty good. Okay, and by the way, if you want to check the latency generally, like what's going on, it's very handy to just hop over here and see what is consuming the most latency. Let's see if I can zoom. And we can see, for example, that 11 Labs is taking a proper chunk of the latency here. And the GPT 4.1 is, and 4.0 are actually quite similar, so you will find the same numbers. And transcription enable, which is, well, what we need if we are going to do a call analysis in the end. So you can always come here and see what's going on. Maybe you can tweak a few things. Yeah. And another thing that you can check, of course, is the speech settings. And there is one thing that really sticks out here, and that's the responsiveness, which, well, we can try it now, but you will see if I turn it down, of course, it will make the latency higher. So if you want to get good latency, by all means, please put this to fastest, fast or 1, because, well, that's just hindering the performance of our agent. All right. And yeah, when it comes to settings, I think there is also a few things like enable speech normalization, which generally, if you activate it, makes the latency a little higher. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's not that much. I generally keep it on because it's nice. It's pretty much about allowing it to say numbers. Like, for example, if there is $6.1 million, it will say maybe it will, I don't know how to say in this case, like it will not read 6 as 6 as a number, but it will just spell it out as 6 and read it. Because that sometimes creates a bit of that funny interaction that you have with AI. So it just makes it smooth and human-like. So I would recommend to keep it on. So yeah, like not much to be honest that you can do here. I think here you can, perhaps when it comes to transcription mode, you can optimize for accuracy, and we can see that it's gonna crank up the transcription. Yeah, before it was 50, now it's 70 or 250. So you can see that, well, you want to keep it for speed perhaps, if transcription is not a big deal for you. Okay, good. Now to the most important thing, and that's the prompt. So the prompt, I think, really does the difference. Although I haven't noticed it being reflected here, but the longer your prompt is, generally the more time it takes to go through the prompt and then kind of get back your response. And it comes down to tokens. So tokens are pretty much chunks of characters that are into the prompt that you put into the LLM. And these, so I think it's chunks of 4 or 6, I don't remember at this precise moment, but the way that the LLM calculates the context is by pretty much getting how many tokens are there. It's like its unit of measure of how much information is in the prompt. And of course, if we want it to perform fast, we want to reduce it as much as possible. So generally what I do is I try to have a prompt that is, let's say 1,400, 1,000, let's say something that doesn't go beyond the 2,000 mark, ideally 1.5k tokens. And the way I help myself with this is generally I do write the prompt. I have a sketch in my head, make it very simple, slowly develop it. And then once I get let's say a chunky prompt, I try to help myself with ChatGPT to make it as, let's say, efficient in terms of text use as possible in order to save on tokens. And a quick, let's say, tool that I like to use here is the tokenizer tool from OpenAI, where you pretty much select your model. In our case, it's 4.0. Just put what, let's say, the prompt is, and it kind of tells you the tokens that you're kind of eating out. And you can see here that the colored stuff is pretty much the tokens. And yeah, you can see how many they are. Yeah, so that's it, pretty much. So I recommend, if you need to improve the prompt, use this tool. It's pretty handy. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I do. There is, I think, hope that these models will also get better over time. So I'm pretty, let's say, optimistic in that regard. So yeah, I think this is probably the hardest it will ever be, and hopefully we will have faster LLMs coming out sooner. Yeah, with these 4 changes, model, voice, speech settings, and prompt, you generally can bring down the latency by a substantial amount. Of course, it's not perfect, and it's not going to be always perfect, but you can always influence, let's say, these things to at least control the latency as you wish. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please drop comments. And if you want to talk to me directly, there is a link in the description for that. Feel free to use that. So I hope that you found value in this video. Please leave a like, consider subscribing, and yeah, I will see you in the next video.